Live today to demo the S.75 Beachwaver from the floral collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the button to turn it on. It's gonna auto heat within 30 seconds all the way up to 350 degrees. I can adjust the temperature here, either scale up or down. I'm gonna set to the highest heat setting, which is 410 degrees. It's just gonna allow me to curl her hair a lot faster. But as I mentioned, I'm using the S.75 barrel, which is the smallest barrel size available in the S series. So there's a left rotation and a right rotation, and also this home button, which is gonna bring the clamp back to the starting position. So I will take you guys through a curl. All I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna place the hair into the clamp, tap the arrow to rotate, hold it for, I'd say like 4 to 6 seconds is typically our go-to. And then I will just open the clamp and release the curl. And that is how you get a perfect curl with S.75. Before I get into curling the rest of her hair, I am gonna go ahead and prep with our Great Barrier Heat Protectant Hairspray. This is going to protect her hair up to 450 degrees of heat and also add flexible hold. So if you're someone who has issues with their curls falling, definitely try Great Barrier Heat Protectant. It's linked in the live video, as is the S.75. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna help hold the structure of the curl while it cools. And what's gonna help set that structure of the curl is while it cools from hot to cold. So the hairspray is just gonna help keep it in that perfect curl pattern so that it can curl and cool perfectly. And I'm gonna leave it in these smaller ringlets as I curl. I'll definitely style them at the end, but I'm gonna let them cool first. So that's another tip for anyone who is having issues with their curls not staying. Make sure you leave them in these curl patterns while you curl the whole head. Let them cool, and then you can go ahead at the end and style. So the S.75 is our smallest barrel size that's available in the floral collection in our S series. It is a great option. It's one of my favorites. It's perfect for anyone with like shorter hair lengths. This mannequin specifically, she has about shoulder hair length, I would say. But it's also an amazing barrel size for anyone with naturally curly hair who wants to touch up like frizzy sections. Because I personally have naturally curly hair, so whenever I wake up, there are always a couple pieces that are frizzy or not as smooth as I'd like them to be. So you can just quickly go through your hair with the S.75 and do any touch-ups. Also for anyone who's looking to create that natural curly texture, the S.75 is a great option. So if you have short hair, it's a perfect go-to. If you have long hair and you're looking for tighter curls, it's a perfect go-to. We do have 2 other barrel sizes available beyond the S.75, so you can also check out the 1 inch, which is the S1, and the 1.25 inch, which is the S1.25. And those will give you just a bit of a looser curl. If you're not sure which barrel size to get, if you guys are shopping and not sure which one to get, don't forget that you can take the hair quiz on our website. So we have a hair quiz. You just enter some information about yourself, like your hair length, your hair texture, what kind of a curl you're looking to create, and it will recommend products to you. So I'm just gonna rotate her a little bit. I did section her hair out, so I'm going to section her hair into 3 layers. I'll do a bottom section, a middle section, and a top section. In the sections, the pieces I'm taking are probably about, I'd say 1 inch. And I'm just using the Derby clip to section her hair as we go. So So just let down the next layer of hair. But I want to make sure that I brush through the hair as I go, because making clean sections is the key to getting clean curls. So it's just going to help me make sure I get everything curled properly. So I'll just section this up. And then again, so you can see here, the pieces I'm taking are about like 1 inch. The smaller sections that you take, the faster the hair heats up. So if I take small sections, I don't have to hold it quite as long, especially since the heat setting I have it on is 410. How does it help frizz without going through metal clamp top to bottom? So all of our Beachwavers have ceramic barrels. Ceramic barrels are super protective for your hair, and also just help to smooth all the frizz. So anywhere that the barrel has contact with your hair, it's gonna smooth out. So my recommendation, if you have frizzy hair or like wavy hair or curly hair, you don't need to straighten beforehand. Just make sure you run your fingers through the section so that it's nice and smooth. Hold it taut. So if it was wavy, I'm still gonna hold it taut, clamp, and rotate. And as long as the hair has smooth contact with the barrel, it's going to ease all of the frizz. And you'll be left with super shiny curls. And I'm making sure as I go to rotate away from her face. So that's gonna help us get face framing sections and face framing curls. The S.75, which is the one I'm using, is one of my favorite barrel sizes. My hair length is the same as this mannequin, and you can create a little bit more of a wavy texture with it, or as I'm doing, you can create a curlier texture with it. It all just depends on kind of like your technique when you curl. If you want a wavier curl, I'll show you guys. What you're gonna do is you're gonna clamp near the ends, leave a couple inches out, rotate, but only put in like 1 or 2 rotations around the barrel, and then bring it straight down. Can you guys see the difference? So I can create a more elongated loose curl or more of a ringlet curl. I'm gonna recurl it because I am doing ringlet curls. So if I'm going for more of ringlets that I'll style into curly curls, I'm gonna clamp a little closer to the end, curl all the way up to the top of the hair, and I'm just gonna open the clamp to kind of feed in. Oops, I lost the section. Let me show that one more time. So I'm gonna rotate up and just open the clamp and feed in the ends like that and curl back up to the top. That's also a really good technique if you have a lot of layers in your hair. Is like, let's say I have layers in this section. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clamp where the shortest layers are. So let's say they're like midsection. And then I'm gonna curl to the top, which ensures that I get those shorter layers incorporated and curled around the barrel. Then I'm gonna open the clamp, ease it out to the ends, and curl back up. And that way I get all the layers incorporated into the curl. So that's what I do around like face framing sections or with layered hair. The design is beautiful. I know, I'm obsessed. So this is our new floral collection. It is limited edition, so if you guys would like this beautiful design, make sure to get your hands on it before it sells out. The collection, there's so many cool pieces in the collection because we have the Beachwavers, which come in 3 barrel sizes. I'm using the smallest size, but it also comes in 2 colors. So I'm using the pink Petals color design, but there's also a sage sky color design, which is going to be more of like, it's the same florals, but it's more of like a sky blue and a sage green. We also have brushes in the collection. We have wide tooth combs in the collection. So for styling the hair, which I will show you guys how to do at the end of this live. The Onset Pro is one of my favorite brushes. It's a super dense duo fiber brush, and you can just brush out the curls and get a really pretty soft finished wave. But to make curls last, we're not touching them until they're cool. So I'm putting in my heat protectant hairspray as I go through her hair, and then I'm making sure they cool in these ringlet forms, because that's going to make sure that I set that curl pattern into the hair, and then her curls will last longer. If you start running your fingers through your hair while it's still hot, it's going to loosen up the structure of the curl, which, if that's what you're going for, totally fine. But I prefer to let them cool and then style and loosen them up once they're cooled, because it's gonna help them last longer for you, because you have that foundation of the curl set very well into the hair. Do you have to use a lot of product for the curl to stay? So this is going to depend on your hair type. I'm just going to say no with Great Barrier Heat Protectant Hairspray. It's a very light formula, so it's a very nice light dry mist that goes into the hair. You don't need much product, and it's going to give you flexible hold. So it's not a crunchy curl, it's soft and touchable. You can see I have it all through the curls, like they're not crunchy or getting stuck and unpleasant. So it is though gonna depend on your hair type. My hair type holds a curl pretty well, so I don't even need hairspray really to help hold curls, but I do love Great Barrier because it's also a heat protectant. So I use it anyway. If your hair is a hair texture that loses a curl a bit more easily, you might like to go in for sure with the Great Barrier Heat Protectant Hairspray. Another technique you guys can do to make your curls either more curly or a little bit more ringlety is you can either pin them up or cup them with your hand when they come off the iron, just to make it a little bit more curly. So I'm gonna release it, and then I can just bring up the curl, gather it, and I can hold it here and let it cool a bit, or I can pin it and keep curling. And this is just gonna help tighten up that curl. As you can see, it's already a lot shorter than the rest of the curls, so it's just reinforcing a bit of a tighter curl. Because sometimes even just the weight of your hair itself can weigh down your hair as you're curling. So pinning them up helps them set very nicely. Another thing you can do is before you pull down, you can gather the curl upwards to tighten it and then pull down. And that's also gonna give you a bit of a tighter curl. So those are two little different techniques you guys can try out. I'm gonna let down the next section. As you can see, we're moving through her hair very quickly. So when I'm not on live and I'm just curling my hair myself, I'd say I can move through all of my hair in about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. That's for most people. So I'm going back in with Great Barrier Heat Protectant Hairspray, spraying it everywhere. And guys, we did just restock Great Barrier Heat Protectant Hairspray recently, so if you've been waiting for it to come back, it is back in stock. We have an amazing bundle that you guys can shop with our dry shampoo, where you can get the hairspray and Second Chance together in like a bundle, and it's discounted. So make sure to check out that bundle to try them out. What do you use to pin them up for cooling? So you're just gonna look up any basic silver clip. Let me see if I have any. I do. We're well prepared. So just look up silver clips. And these will make sure that you don't get like dents in the hair, because it's a smooth clip, as you can see. So that is what I would use when I am pinning curls. Here, I can demo a pinned curl. I'll do it up here. But if you really struggle with holding a curl in your hair, pinning is such a fun option. My hair holds a curl, but I still like to pin my curls sometimes just because I find it adds a lot of bounce into my hair. Oops, I totally let that go. Let me try that again. That iron is beautiful. I know, I'm obsessed with this collection. The floral collection's so pretty. They're all custom designed. So we make the designs and the patterns in-house. So as you can see, I just gathered the curl up towards the root, and I'm going to take this clip and just clip it at the base and let it cool. I'll just do one curl so you guys can see what that does. I'll leave it up there for a couple minutes. I am curling all her hair in the same direction. So on this side, I'm rotating away from the face. On that side, I'm rotating away from the face. You can alternate curls every now and then if you'd like. It'll give you a bit more of like a tousled, natural curly look. It can also help to alternate. If you have issues with curls clumping together, try alternating every now and then, that helps. But if you're going for like a smooth, brushed out wave, if you're gonna brush them out, I do like to curl all in the same direction. What size am I using? I am using the Pink Petals S.75. So this is the smallest barrel size from our S series. It is a 0.75 inch barrel. There are two more sizes that are both larger. There's the S1, which is a 1 inch, and there's an S1.25, which is a 1.25 inch. So you can get the floral collection in three sizes, and then there are 2 color options. So for short hair, S.75 is definitely one of my favorites. If you have shorter hair, like shoulder length or above, that struggles to hold a curl, the S.75 is the perfect option for you. Because a smaller barrel size with a bit of a tighter curl will help you hold that curl a bit longer. But I also just love the look of the S.75. You'll see when we're done. We're almost there anyway. And I have this pinned curl. It's pretty much cooled by now, so I'll let it down just to show you guys. So when I unpin, you're gonna see, look how much tighter. Here, let me just make sure. There we go. Look how much tighter that is. So pinning your curls is gonna give you, I can style this at the end, but it's gonna give you a much tighter curl and a much like bouncier curl. So if you look at the difference, this layer just curled ends here, but the one I pinned ends up here. You think you want this size now. This is actually, the S.75 is definitely my favorite size. I feel like natural textured curls are so in right now. And if you do not have that natural curl texture, I find this one helps recreate that look. And even if you do have natural curl textures, as I mentioned earlier, I love to use the S.75 for like touching up frizzy sections, and it just helps to define curls. So if you wake up, we all know sometimes we sleep on our curls a little weird and they don't look perfect in the morning like our natural curls. So having a barrel size that you can touch them up with is amazing. And in between each curl, I am pressing the home button. So as you can see, the clamp is over here just from where I curled. When I press this home button, it returns the clamp to the starting position, so I'm ready to go with my next curl. So that's one of the main things about the S series that's different from the irons in our other series, is that home button. The S series also is the only series that comes in all 3 barrel sizes. I'd say the alternative to the S series that most people look at would be our B series. Our B series is our most simplified model of Beachwaver. So the B series is just simplified buttons. It comes only in one size. It comes in the 1 inch, which is our most popular barrel size. So if you're not sure which series you want to get, if you're like, what's the difference between the B1 and the S1? It's not, the barrel is the same. It's the buttons that are going to be different. All of our Beachwavers rotate, but the S series just has a couple more buttons and features. But if you don't want to worry about too many buttons, you can definitely check out the B series. But I do love these S series floral collection. And guys, if you just get your Beachwaver, if you guys are shopping and you purchase a Beachwaver, don't forget we do offer free virtual styling. So directly on our website, you guys can book a 15-minute session whenever is most convenient for you. It's completely free. One of our stylists will actually video chat you. So they will call you, you can bring your Beachwaver, and they will take you through the steps, answer any questions. Also, if you're not sure which barrel size to get, they can help you pick and look at your hair, because we know everyone's hair texture is a little bit different. So our social media accounts is definitely a good place to start looking if you're trying to see what our tools look like on different hair types, on different hair textures. We have a ton of content from our amazing community that posts what the different irons look like on their hair. But we do also have that free virtual styling option where we can actually take a look at your hair and help you guys out. So definitely check that out. It's called Virtual Styling and it's under the Learn tab on our website. So again, just for anyone joining in, I am using the S.75 from the limited edition floral collection. I have it heated to the highest temperature setting, which is 410, just to let me move more quickly through her hair. I'm taking about 1 inch sections of hair and holding them for, I'd say about like 4 to 6 seconds. When you first get your Beachwaver, if you're not sure what temperature to start at, I always recommend curling a 1 inch section of hair at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, holding it for 6 seconds. If the curl isn't fully formed, you can either raise the temperature or hold it a bit longer. It's up to you. But if you're releasing your curls and you're finding there's not enough curl in the top, maybe the bottom's a little bit curled, but it's not curled all the way through the top, either take smaller sections or hold it longer. It just means your hair is not getting saturated enough with the heat. So taking small sections like I am allows the hair to evenly saturate with heat so that we get a nice curl from root to tip. You can definitely take larger sections if you would like. It's just if you take larger sections, you probably want to raise the heat setting or hold it for a bit longer, or a bit of both. Excited to see the final look. Yes, it's gonna look amazing. I'll show you guys 2 different styling options. I'll show you guys what these look like when we finger comb or comb out the hair. We do have wide tooth combs you guys can shop in the floral collection, and those will give you more of like a tousled curl look. And then I will also show you guys a side-by-side comparison with brushed out waves. And for the brush out, I will use the Onset brush, which is our styling brush. We have 2 brushes in the floral collection. We have the Prep brush, which is the blue one, and we have the Onset brush, which is the pink one. We also have combs, but the Prep brush, which is the blue one, is for prepping your hair. So it's a detangling brush. You can use it before you curl. When you get out of the shower, it'll just detangle your hair. But the Onset brush is a styling brush. So it's a super dense fiber, bristled brush that's gonna make sure it's just gonna grab every single piece of hair and smooth it all out super nice so that you get smoothed out, brushed out waves. So on the top layers, I like to hold it, the root upwards, and that's just gonna help heat train the hair to go up, which is gonna help me get more volume at my root. So that's a little trick. If you're trying to create more volume in this section of your hair, you can just kind of angle the tool upwards. Because basically the heat is just telling my hair what to do. So if I want it up, I just need to heat the hair while it's held up. So holding it up like this while it heats up is teaching the hair, like, I want to go up. And then as it cools, as the hair cools from hot to cold or room temperature, it's going to set that structure into the hair, which is why I'm not touching them, because I want these curls to last. They are going to last a very long time. I'm still gonna style them, so, you know, don't worry. I know they're ringlets. If you love ringlets, great, but we're gonna style these into curls, and we can get curls and waves from ringlets. So don't worry about letting them cool in ringlets. We style at the end. So our mannequin, our lovely mannequin, does have curtain bangs. So what I'm gonna do with her curtain bangs is I'm just gonna grab the section, and I don't wanna curl too much to the top, but I do want to get a bit of curl into the end of the hair to help it sweep into the rest of the hair and just blend in nicely. So I'm going to clamp near the shortest piece to make sure I get it all incorporated, and then just do one rotation. And I'm gonna slowly feed the rest of the hair. I'm just opening the clamp and kind of stamping down the hair. And that's just going to get, see, a little bit of a curl into the end of her hair. I'll do the same thing on this side. And that is how I like to style curtain bangs. We want to make sure we're curling away from her face. That's just going to help open up the face and keep hair from falling into her eyes. So you can see from the front, that was how I styled her bangs. So there we have it, guys. We have ringlets. So we finished curling her hair. This is what the curls look like before they're styled. I curled with the S.75, which is the smallest barrel size in the collection. If you're at home doing your hair, I'd recommend curling your hair and then maybe like doing your makeup for the next 5-10 minutes, letting everything set. But since I'm on live, everything feels relatively cool, so we can go ahead and style. I am going to start with our second chance dry shampoo. As we all know, dry shampoo absorbs oil at your root. This is a mannequin, so there are no natural oils to absorb, but dry shampoo does add a ton of volume. So the technique I like to use is I pinch the hair, lift it, and then spray into the root. So I'm just gonna go do that around the top layers to add in some volume. And all of our hair products, guys, they're vegan. So they're cruelty-free, they're paraben-free, they're sulfate-free. They are amazing for you. They smell absolutely divine. The second chance is the aroma experience is Brazilian berry, which is a super amazing, just like tropical berry blend. Okay, that's enough dry shampoo. I'm gonna start with tousled curls. So to style tousled curls, I'm just gonna rake my fingers through and break up all the curls. So I'm gonna hold my fingers like this and rake through. If you have a wide tooth comb, use that. That's an amazing option as well. So I'm gonna go through, oh, let's tighten her up here. So don't pull it over, there we go, okay. I'm just gonna go through and rake through all of these curls and break them up. And you can see we're keeping that nice curl texture, curl pattern, but they are no longer ringlets. So I'm just gonna rake from underneath, from above, making sure to break everything up. Do you like to comb or brush out? For the S.75, which is the barrel I used, I like to finger comb or use a comb because I find it creates like this really pretty tousled natural curl. For the other barrel sizes, I do prefer to brush, but I will show you guys both so you can see the difference. Okay, let's bring her to the side. So I'm just going through, styling, breaking up these curls. So there you go. That's what the curls from the S.75 look like. Finger combed, gorgeous. This is like shoulder length hair. I'm gonna make sure I break through these as well. If I have any frizz, I can go through with the hairspray and just spritz it over. I'm not gonna do that yet because I'm gonna style her hair another way. But with the bangs, I do like to just spritz them up out of her face so that they don't sit on her face. But this is finger combed S.75 waves. Super pretty. As you can see, there's hairspray all throughout her hair, great barrier. It's not crunchy. They're super soft and touchable. But these curls are gonna last. But now let me show you guys the brush out. So I'm gonna take our Mini Onset Pro brush. This is the same brush, just a mini version from the Floral collection. Check out the pink one for this brush. But as you can see, the bristles are super dense, and that's just gonna grab every single piece of hair and smooth it all together. So I'll do like a half and half for you guys. So you can see half tousled and half brushed. But I'm gonna take our Great Barrier Heat Protectant Hairspray, spray and brush. You can also spray directly onto the brush and brush to the hair to evenly distribute the product. But I'm just gonna spray directly on and brush out. And it's gonna soften up these waves. So this is just like an alternate way of styling. And we'll do a side by side so you guys can see finger combed, tousled versus a brushed out, silky smooth wave. So these are just two different styles. And the key to all of this is the brush. This is the Onset brush. Check out the pink one from the Floral collection. This will be the same brush. And the spray is just making sure that all the flyaways get smoothed out. And look how gorgeous. So on this side, we have brushed out waves. I can bring up some more volume into her hair just to style it a bit. So we've got these brushed out, smooth, soft, glossy waves. And then on the other side, we have more of like the tousled curl. So they're two very different effects and looks depending on how we style the S.75 curls. But it's pretty cool to see the side-by-side comparison, because as you can see when you brush it out, it does make your hair a bit longer because it's stretching out the curl. But let me just show you guys the side-by-side. We've got the brushed out here, and we have the finger combed here. But both sides I did do with the S.75. You love them both? I know, I can never pick. I just alternate. They're different looks, and that's a cool thing. With one iron, you can create so many different styles. So from the same curls, I created a smooth silky wave and also these fun tousled curls. So these were all styled with the Beachwaver S.75 from the Floral collection. I curled all of her hair with this tool. I used Great Barrier Heat Protectant Hairspray before to prep the hair and then after to style it. And I also used Second Chance Dry Shampoo to add volume. And on this side, I used the onset brush. And on this side, you just need a wide tooth comb or finger comb to create more of those tousled curls. So you guys can shop the entire floral collection on our website. It's also linked on this live, the product I used, so you can shop the products directly. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send us an email. Our customer service email is on our website. You guys can also go to any of our social accounts and send us a DM, and we will get back to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and staying live with us, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning for our next live.